What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Uncrowned Otaku. Latest chapter of Kengan Omega dropped, and really, this was just setting us up for next chapter. Sure, we got all the stuff with Mukaku. Ryuki's okay. He asked his granddad, "Were you just using me?" Dude was like, "Hell yeah, you were a means to an end, bro. And you know what? Now that you know everything, you're defective anyway. You can get to stepping." Sent him on with Koga and them. There was a little bit of emotional damage in this episode because you could see when Koga's leaving, Oma has to kind of shield him and guard him a little bit, and he tells him, "Don't worry about anything that fraud was saying. We've evolved the Gao style into the Nico style, and then we've elevated that style to a true martial arts that can bang with the best of them." And even after saying all that, Oma did admit he wanted to leave that place because despite everybody he's fought, this dude, everything that came out of his mouth you couldn't trust. But his strength, he said it was unfathomable. I mispronounced that word. How do you say that? Unfathomable? Unfathomable. It sounds like it's too many M's in every time I say it. But he said this dude's strength was so immense, he couldn't measure it. That's a better sentence. Y'all gonna rip me to shreds for that. Anyways, at the end, we finally see that the connector arrives. Shin is stepping on the scene, boy. He walks up in sandals at that. The little thong sandals too. Big toe on one side, 4 toes on the other side. He steps with hand in his pocket and is like, "Hey, what's going on, fraud? I got some fond memories of you. You use your comrades as shields." That means even back then, Mukaku was scum of the earth. That means within that split second in that fight, he must have pushed his people in front of him so that they can get sliced up and he could run on them. But the connector did appreciate how much Mukaku valued life. He was holding on to it. But Mukaku was like, "Man, F all that. I'm done talking." He poured out some gauntlets. Boom! Said, "It's time to get to stepping. I'm about to kill you." And the crazy thing is, the connector don't look worried at all. Did he not see what this man just did to Koga? Did he not see how he was about to handle Oma? You not scared? But again, like I said, this all does make sense why the connector was angry during the Kengan fights, because Ryuki got owned by Koga. A clone of the connector got owned by Koga. I'm not saying Koga not nice, but he ain't top tier nice. Like all the people we done seen, the upper echelon of the Kengan Association in Purgatory, they nice with it. Oma is like cresting into that top tier, but he ain't there yet. I think Lahito's actually better than did I say Oma? I said Koga, right? I think Lahito's actually still better than Koga right now, too. And Lahito, he in the upper crest, but he like lower upper crest right now. After he fine-tunes his body, he might be top tier. That's another story for another day. I really just can't wait for next chapter. Next chapter, we're getting the fight between two King of Kings. The person who created the Nico style, a.k.a. Gao style, a.k.a. Ryuki style, whatever you want to call it, versus the connector. And we saw in the glimpse of the past how the connector was, but now we get to see how he handled Mukaku's ass. You feel me? Two top tier masters that honestly, if you put Mukaku against anybody besides the dude who won the first Kengan in Kengan Ashura, the dude who won that tournament, Gensai, y'all know who I'm talking about. Old man that trained Lahito. If you put Mukaku against anybody, probably besides him, Mukaku would handle with ease. And if the connector handles Mukaku with ease, I don't know who gonna bang with the connector depending on how this fight go. But this is what Mukaku's been looking for his whole life. A way to lure the connector to him and to kill him. Even if it is a clone. Here, whatever you want to call it. But that's really it. I'm just hyped for next week. I know y'all gotta be hyped too. Who are you betting on winning this fight? I mean, it's got to be the connector. Going just based off storyline, the connector's got to win. The question is, how easily is he going to dominate this fight? What kind of tricks does Mukaku have up his sleeve? I doubt he's planning to run the fade off the fair and square. He's been planning this for far too long to try to fight fair and square. He got to have some more tricks up his sleeve. Maybe some poison darts hidden under the gauntlets. You know what I'm saying? So how far is Mukaku going to take the connector? Comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. How did y'all appreciate this week's chapter of Kengan Omega? Uncrowned Kingdom. I've been your boy, the Uncrowned Otaku. That's the fire that keeps the kingdom burning safely. And I will see y'all on the next episode. Koga was really hurt when he said that about the Nico style.